Hi, this video is about the JUnit automation testing. The software I'm using is CarPark. It is a console-based application. It exists in this way. It has a menu and it presents in this way. I divided into three parts. Cars package and the CarPark app. CarPark app, the main application, and car has the car park. Parking slot has other Java classes. The parking slot has parameterized construction and default constructor. Parameterized constructor, we can directly give the slot ID, slot type, and occupied or not. In the same way, car has the parameterized and default constructor and has their own set and get methods, get setters and getters. Parking slot also has the setters and getters methods, and parkers has the methods by which CarPark calls this. CarPark app calls the CarPark methods. I divided my logic procedure. CarPark, my feature is unit testing is about remove car by reso. If a car is parked or not parked, remove car by reso. It first checks the user reso, it is valid or not. If it is valid, reso is valid, and then it checks the if the reso exists or not. Valid, then it exists or not. If the user enters valid reso and the reso exists in the database, then we can successfully remove the car from the slot. My I'll just run and show you my JUnit unit testing. I use 3 unit testing: functional testing, integration testing, and unit testing. Now I'll run my unit testing, JUnit testing. All tests are passed. I'll just show you my JUnit testing. In this setup class, I use parameters constructs a parking slot. I added different parking slots for visitor, parking slot visitors, and cars, which car, staff or visitor or park, is it occupied or not. And then the car park, I added the parking slot ID and I added these parking slots to the car park. I'll explain my first unit test, method 1. Actually, here string is A1234 reso. It first checks is a valid reso or not. If it is an invalid reso, then it will check the actual is equal to false. If it is a valid reso, then it will go into the parking slot, cp.getParkingSlot, and iterates to the parking slot. The parking slot get a car and cut car. Registration number is equals to this string. Then it check if then it is present, the registration number is present in the slot, and then it occupies. Then it sees if it is occupied or not. We can remove a car only when it is occupied. So it checks the get occupied, that is true. Then it sets the actual is equal to true. Then breaks the loop, comes again. Then this unit test pass. Then A123, small a123. This is an invalid reso number, so it comes here and loop ends here itself. Breaks and comes directly to here, which is false. Then this unit test false. Similar way for all other things also. For integration testing, my feature is about delete parking slot. In the same way, delete parking slot. Parking slot is added. Delete parking slot. When the user enters a parking slot, it checks whether it is a valid slot ID or not. Then it goes if the slot ID is present, exists or not. If the user enters a valid slot ID, it exists or not. We can delete a slot only when there is no car parked on it. If it is a car parked, we cannot delete the slot. Then I'll check the first car is parked or not. If this car is not parked, we can delete the slot. Otherwise, we cannot delete it. So if the park, we can delete the slot. my functional test integration testing. I'll just run my integration testing. My integration, all tests are passed. And it took 0.059 seconds. My unit testing took 0.63 seconds. I used the efficiency, I just calculated the efficiency. In functional testing, the same feature I have used. I'll just run the test file. All tests are passed in my functional testing as well. Delete slot. I used the same method followed in the reso number, remove CarPark reso. Now I'll just show my report. This is my summary of unit tests. Remove CarPark reso and all tests are passed. And the delete slot for integration testing, all tests are passed. And my delete parking some functional all tests are efficiency performed efficiently. I mean, I just used the for efficiency. I just used the calculated the how much fast it performed the test all in 0.058 seconds, 0.63 seconds, and 0.59 seconds. Detailed unit testing results. The actual output return value, I use true and false instead of the actual text actual output and return value instead of the text. I used in the test JUnit testing true or false instead of the car remote. I used this for just for the namesake, just the clarity, to get the clarity. I used the true and false in the JUnit testing. This is for the delete parking slot, the functional slot, and this is for the efficiency. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.